That's about 30 laps into a run. I believe this is the same thing's going to happen here toward the end of this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will eventually run him down with about 25 to go. He'll be all over Kurt Busch.
Jr. just got past the 7th place car, Kyle Petty, who did not stop. Everybody in front of Jr. right now did not stop for tires. There's the interval.
Yeah, and I can't totally disagree with Jeff, but Jeff, Kurt Busch is coming off turn 4 right now. He's at the line right now, and Junior's just entering turn 3. So he's going to have to slow down a whole lot.
So, Darrell, you'd rather have track position than tires?
I like being out front this late in a race.
Right.
I can breathe a little easier.
These laps wind down in a hurry when he gets to this point.
Oh, yeah. They go by. The first thing you know, you just look over and there's 20 to go.
For Kurt Busch, his 48th Winston Cup start, only his 8th short track start in Winston Cup racing. His best short track finish, 18th at Richmond last May.
One of the busiest guys right now is Kurt Busch's spotter on top of this field and running around. We're getting to you, let me by. We're getting to you, let me by.
68 laps to go. You're watching NASCAR on Fox from Bristol, presented by UPS.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by UPS, is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck.
Welcome back to Bristol, where Ricky Rudd has just moved past Jeremy Mayfield, making a change at 3rd place now with 59 laps to go. Kurt Busch leading Jimmy Spencer, so Rudd now at 3rd, leads our Cook family of drivers, Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Burton in the top 10, and Tony Stewart will get credit for that finish, whatever Todd Bodine is able to muster.
Well, Todd looks pretty good now. They got new tires on the car for him, and he's driving.
We got a change for the lead right here. Jimmy Spencer. He's down the bottom of the racetrack right here. They got Hermie Sadler out there in the 02 car. Break and get in the corner right here, Darrell. Right around the bottom.
Got to let him go. Got to fall in behind him. Try to pass him back down here somewhere.
Clear.
Come back under him sometime, but just let him go right now.
Whoa, he hit him.
Go.
Busch got under him and muscled Jimmy Spencer. You don't see that often.
Spence is hanging on for dear life.
Get it up. You're right. Outside.
Big save for Spencer.
Message received.
Outside. Still out there.
He's still wiggling the car back and forth, Darrell. He got down on the apron, picked up all that trash on those hot tires.
He just hoping he didn't cut a tire down in that contact.
Now, Sterling Marlin probably could have passed Spencer right there, but they are teammates, and Marlin's a lap down. Here it is again.
Like I said, get back up under him, and there he goes.
Many guys will save a car like that.
Ooh, a bumper for a bumper.
And not many guys would go up against Jimmy Spencer like that. Usually think you let Spence go.
Well, the nice thing, Darrell, is when you're in that car, everybody weighs 3,600 pounds.
Kurt Busch ain't a very big kid. His arms aren't real big. But I guarantee his heart's big, because he is driving the wheels off that car right now.
All right, guys, I want to talk about those guys that pitted. And right now, the one that's up front the closest, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's in 7th. He's actually lost ground, though, to the leader, Kurt Busch, because he can't get around Jerry Nadeau in his 25 car, even with those fresh tires.
Kurt Busch is in really good shape for a while, Larry. But what's going to happen to Kurt Busch is just like what Jeff was talking about. And you said, when we get to traffic, can he maneuver through traffic on those old tires?
And he's not many laps from lots and lots of traffic.
No, and they're kind of clusters. There's about a cluster of 20 cars here that he's going to have to work his way around.
All right, here we see the Fox tracks on Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is the leader. See, it's over 7 seconds. It wasn't that many laps ago. It was 5.5 seconds, and he's actually slipping back from Jerry Nadeau right here.
See, Junior's got the same problem we see week in and week out. You get back in traffic, cars are so equal, it's hard to pass, and you always say, well, what happened?
Yeah. But we saw that in practice yesterday, Darrell. We started studying the practice charts. There was 30 cars all running the same speed.
16 flat, pretty much everybody.
The fastest cars on the racetrack right now are the ones that have track position. Jimmy Spencer, Jeremy Mayfield, and Ricky Rudd, for the last couple of laps in the row, have been the 3 fastest, and they're running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Again, it's all about having the ability to maneuver, and you just can't pass people. Just because you're faster than they are doesn't mean you're going to go by.
We're going to take a break here so we can bring you the run for the checkers. Kurt Busch leads Jimmy Spencer after a game of bumper tag.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series, presented by UPS, is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of NASCAR. Visa, it's everywhere NASCAR fans want to be. By the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse. By Yamaha, makers of fine motorcycles and ATVs. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. And by Valvoline's Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines.
39 laps to go. Kurt Busch the leader. Jimmy Spencer. Ricky Rudd with a strong car, but a long way to go to catch the two leaders. Pole sitter Jeff Gordon brought out a caution at 1/3 distance, spun up into the wall. He's back running 24th. Only 3 cars in the garage: Sadler, Trickle, and Nemechek.
And Jeff Burton in 99, he was on the lead lap in the top 10, started falling back, and he's come to the pits here with 38 laps to go. Steve Burton.
Well, there we saw the crew jump to the wall all of a sudden. They don't know exactly what's wrong. They don't know if he has a vibration, but they had to come in and give him 4 new tires late in the race.
So, guys, you know what this is going to be about, don't you? Hundreds. Kurt Busch's spotter's over saying, how many hundreds will it take for you to get out of my way? Whoa, Todd Bodine just about got turned around by the 36.
Kurt Busch, he has caught about 5 or 6 cars in the lap traffic right here. They're going to really hurt his lap times. He's stuck behind Steve Park right now. Mike Skinner in that 4 car. And these guys trying to stay on the lead lap. And meanwhile, Jimmy Spencer, he is reeling them in.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, Mike Skinner and Casey Atwood are trying to stay on that lead lap as Busch moves under Steve Park.
There you see on the Fox tracks, their interval's really closing right there. Again, Kurt Busch is caught behind those cars and can't get by them.
And what happens is you need to be able to come off the corner wide open, but you got to have the whole racetrack to do it. And these guys are taking your line away. And here comes Big Jim.
Yeah, but he's got to pass those same cars, Darrell.
Yeah, but Diamond Jim's making it through a little easier. Looks to me like.
We got the report from the 99 Jeff Burton. It was a flat tire that he had here under green.
Spencer gives Park just a little bit of bump, and now Kurt Busch opens up an interval as he's got a little clean track to race in.
You know, we've talked about this before. You'll race the leader trying to stay on that lead lap, but once he gets by, there's no need in holding up the next guy.
We just saw that with Steve Park. He just moved right over and let Jimmy Spencer go by. Nothing gained for him to race Jimmy Spencer.
No need in holding him up.
Steve?
Yeah, just want to follow up on Jeff Burton, Larry Mack. They thought they had a tire going down, but Jeff Burton just radioed in and said he thinks something broke and he thinks something is wrong with the steering on that 99.
And he just pedaled it just in front of the leader.
Yeah, you see smoke. I just saw smoke coming off that car, that 99 car.
Moments ago, Jerry Nadeau, Jeremy Mayfield battle for position.
Not for long.
We just talked about 100 laps ago, these guys settling down. Somebody told them, hey, there's 50 to go. You need to get both hands and feet up on that wheel.
That's right. We got about 8 laps to go here. It's time to stand on the gas if you got any left.
Right now, there's 2 cars between Kurt Busch and Jimmy Spencer. It'd be 20, Todd Bodine subbing for Tony Stewart, Mike Skinner in the 4 car.
Well, last year we had a first-time winner in Elliott Sadler.
Based on the same pit strategy, stay out when everybody else came in.
They're the other first-time winners here.
I just got to say it again this week. I love a Goodyear's new tire. A year ago, you couldn't have done this. But now with this tire that we've got, you can stay out there and ride all day long.
You know, right now, Darrell, Jimmy Spencer, he's not getting off the corner like he was. And I just wondered through all that melee a while ago when he was about to spin out.
Yeah, he's just like them. I'm sorry.
But I'm just wondering if he slid those front tires in and has hurt his tires here just a little bit.
I'm sure he has, because he was out of control all the way down the inside of the racetrack. Kurt Busch's car still looks really nice. He comes up off the corner. He's able to make the passes, and that's what he's got to be able to do.
For 25 more laps.
Another young gun.
We're going to look at another split here on miles per hour. This is with Kurt Busch with Jimmy Spencer. We're going to look down in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Kurt Busch leading the race. Down the middle of 3 and 4, 102 miles an hour. Jimmy Spencer, 3 miles an hour faster right there in the middle of the corner.
Now, this kind of reminds me of that crew chief thing when y'all call me and say I'm catching the leader. And I say, if I am, how come he seems like I can't see him as good as I could a while ago? Getting smaller.
Kurt Busch has never finished in the top 15 in a Winston Cup short track race.
Wow. We're going to look at the other end of the racetrack. This would be turn 1 and 2, Kurt Busch versus Jimmy Spencer. Right down in the middle of the corner, right before you get the throttle up.
Oh, Hermie Sadler hit it hard. Caution.
Caution is out. Blew a right front tire. That's not what Kurt Busch wanted to see at all.
No, that's not going to make him.
Todd Bodine trying to get his lap back. He gets his lap back.
Just stay up,
And he's the only one to get a lap back. Mike Skinner tried, but came up short.
There's a bunch of cars coming. You can stop right there until they come by, and I'll turn you down pit road.
Well, now what do we do?
Well, your bed's
Can't
made.
pitch. Your bed's made. You got to lay in
You
it.
got 20 laps to
Yeah, you
go.
got a right front go down, and it's...
Here's what happened to the Little Trees car, Hermie Sadler. Cut tire, concrete.
Yes, it was. And they run an inner safety liner only on the right side here in Bristol.
We got into the wall.
A tire within a tire.
Now, I tell you who could be a problem for everybody based on lap times is Ricky Rudd.
Yes.
Ricky Rudd's got a good race car, and he just needed to get caught up.
Turn in right there. You'll have to
So
go
we got
behind
us a
that
race on our
wrecker.
hands here for the last, whatever it's going to turn out to be, get this car off the track.
Behind that wrecker.
20 to go, so Rudd will pull up behind the 2 leaders. Steve Burns.
Mike, just listening to the radio communication between Kurt Busch and Jimmy Fennig. That caution had just come out, and Kurt said, we've got to stay out. We've come this far. Let's stay out. Jimmy said 10-4 on that. But also, Jimmy then told him how the 41 was running. He said the same thing that Larry McReynolds said. The 41 wasn't getting off the corner that well. So Kurt Busch knows that in the closing laps of this race with 20 to go.
Jimmy Fennig has 16 Winston Cup wins, 14 with Mark Martin and 2 with Bobby Allison, including the '88 Daytona 500.
Well, now, you know, if I'm Kurt Busch and I look back and I can see Jimmy Spencer, I bet he's smiling.
Oh, yes.
Because this little incident a while ago, when Spencer's back up here, he goes. Spencer kind of doesn't really say, I wouldn't say he roughed him up.
Well, little.
Just let him know he was
He
there.
let him know he was there. But now here's,
And Kurt Busch just repaid the favor.
he puts the crossover move on. Jimmy goes up in the corner, scoots him up out of the way, and adios.
And Jimmy, what a job hanging on to it Spencer did.
I'm telling you, that was a great job. Jeff, what's going on down there?
Well, guys, I'm telling you right now, what we're seeing is one whale of a race getting ready to shape up. We were just talking when we were off camera that if this caution does come out, it's going to bring everybody back up there together, and that's what a lot of these guys really needed.
Let's talk about the experience of Kurt Busch at his 48th Winston Cup race. Has never won. Obviously up there battling with a guy like Jimmy Spencer. Advantages, disadvantages. We've seen them go toe-to-toe, and Jimmy has shown that he can dish it out and take it.
Well, I hate to tell you this. I've worked with Kurt Busch. If there's one guy out there on that racetrack that once he gets behind that wheel, he's not intimidated, it's Kurt Busch. If he gets an opportunity to win a race, I don't care who's in front of him, he's going to give him a good run for the money.
All right, if let's, we had a big brawl yesterday, a couple of fights. If we look at the tail of the tape of today's matchup here, Jimmy Spencer weighing in at 230 pounds. Jimmy, I never forget, he never forgets, against Kurt Boom Boom Busch, who has a slight disadvantage when it comes to height and weight.
Floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
So you have the experience, the heavy, the veteran, against the lighter Kurt Busch, who has plenty of experience, but certainly not in victory lane. And certainly this would be a great place for him to get at other first-time winners, their first Winston Cup victories at Bristol, if Kurt Busch could do that. Dale Earnhardt back in '79, Rusty Wallace in '86, Ernie Irvan in 1990, and Elliott Sadler, of course, last year, who had problems today. Don't forget, on Fox tonight, strap in for a special Sunday movie presentation with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. It's the epic adventure Independence Day. That's tonight at 7, 6 Central, right here on Fox. 17 laps to go, and we might have a Hollywood ending, or at least